Oh damn. Okay, hold on, real quick, bro.
All
Not
right.
just okay. Hold on. I think we could make sure. Okay, we live, brother. We live. I was trying to stream to
All right.
Facebook too, but I guess it didn't go through. But it's all good. We're gonna make it work with where it's at. Welcome, brothers,
Okay.
to another show. We are out here in Medellin, Colombia, right now. I have my brother Robert Bowles here today. I met my brother out there on what was that, Cali 9 or Cali 10 on the street. We just happened to run
I
into each
think
other.
Kelly did.
Yeah, we happened to run into each other. We was doing our thing out here. And I was like, wait a minute, bro. What's going on? He's like, oh. So, we connected. And you know how we get down, man. Brothers got to link up overseas. And I got him on the show today, man. We both down here in Medellin, Colombia. What exact part are you? Because I'm in Poblado. What area are you in?
I'm in a barrio called Aran Uez. So it's a
Okay.
little north of downtown.
Mm-hmm.
If not, it's nowhere near Beja, but it's an urban area. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people probably ain't heard of it, but it's a decent area.
Okay. Is this near Centro?
It's north of Central, so maybe like 10 minutes north of downtown.
Okay. That's what's up. And brother, how have you been enjoying Colombia during all these COVID restrictions, man?
Man, I've been enjoying it a lot. I mean, Colombia, I came when it first opened up. Things was a little tight, but you can see that um, the regular way I move in Colombia, it wasn't affected. I mean, despite like bars or clubs closing a little earlier,
Mm-hmm.
just the way I move, I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
hasn't really been disrupted. Um, I was in Brazil prior, and Brazil, it was a lot of stuff was disrupted. Um, so my flow was a little thrown off when I was in Brazil, but Colombia haven't really been thrown off.
Right. So you was in Brazil during COVID right before you came here?
Yeah, yeah.
Man, how is Brazil right now, man? How's my first love doing right now, brother?
I mean, I visited several cities, but I mean, Rio is still the bread and butter of Brazil. It was discos out. I mean, discos open. The spots, guys regularly hit up like Mavs and stuff like that is open. Some of the quote unquote termas wasn't open, the more popular ones. But as far as like nightlife and just going out to eat, moving
Mhm.
around, like you can still do that going to the beach. All that stuff was normal. It's just a lighter crowd, but it's still. I mean, Rio is still a good place to visit. I would say
Okay.
overall.
Okay. Okay. Cool. And were the nightclubs open or anything like that out there, or it's pretty much a curfew?
It depends on the area. Like I hang out in an area called Barra de Tijuca. It's a different sector of Rio. The clubs in that area was open.
Hmm.
But like Lapa, the popular areas like Lapa, like that stuff was pretty much kind of dead.
Wow, no Lapa. Yeah, Lapa is where it's jumping at. Man, you know what? I really wish I would have did a little bit more traveling before this COVID restriction hit, bro. Honestly speaking, man, because now it's like I hear all the time. I mean, we're having a great time out here in Colombia, but everybody tells me like, man, you kind of if it's your first time here, we hate that you came down here during the COVID restrictions because usually parking your ass and
Yeah.
you party all night. We know how South America is, you know, but unfortunately, man, they are really shutting things down. This curfew right now, it went from what midnight to 10 to it's going to be 8 in the next few days,
Mhm.
right? Out here in Colombia.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man. And
yeah.
also, brothers, I want you to be aware of this too. I don't know if this happened to you, but if you take a taxi or something like that, the cops are pulling you over like on some roadblock stuff, and they're pulling you out the car and they're checking your ID and they're searching you. So if you want to do any type of contraband, I suggest you do not do it. If you just gotta, burn something or something, do something like that, I suggest you get them to deliver it right to you, on the monocochos or something like that, or the motorcycles. But Don't carry anything illegal with you, brothers, because they at night they're pulling the taxis over. The taxis work with the police officers. They drive them right to the roadblock, and they search you. Now, when I got searched, my situation wasn't that bad. The police officer was real cool and laid back with it. He was like, "Do you speak Spanish?" I said, "Un poco," a little Spanish, and he was just real cordial about it. It's like he was just doing his job. He didn't trip about me not having my ID. I showed the ID on my phone, which is what I suggest for you brothers to do. Don't carry your passport, because you can lose it, and then you got to go to the embassy and all that stuff. So they're usually cool with the ID on the phone or the passport pictures on the phone. But another one of my bros is just like, the police say they could lock him up for not having any ID on him, even though he had the picture on his phone. So I just want brothers to keep that in mind, that it is getting a little, with these COVID restrictions and stuff like that. The police are kind of locking things down a little bit, even at night. When the bars kind of shut down, they can't really sell any more liquor or any more beer. The cops are just right there watching the bar owners and everything like that. So it's getting a little sticky out here, but you still have a great time. Brother, have you went into any situations with the police out here?
Fortunately, I have not, man. So I'm glad about that.
Yeah, lucky man. Let me get to this chat real quick, man. Let me holler at the team real quick. Global Paper says what he always says, Brazil or die. Okay, Global Paper, we know. Gary Oliver said, what's good? Prince O, what's good? What's happening with your player? Terry P in the house with the 2 thumbs up. Global Paper again with the investments or die. We got MJ Hine to the 3rd. He said, what up, man? Man, when I left Medellin, I was sick that I had to come back. Okay, somebody blocking me. Come on, get out of here. I was sick that I had to come back to the States. Beach Life 66 says, man, I'm looking cold. No, I'm not cold, brother. The weather is perfect out here, man.
Perfect.
Perfect weather out here, brother. I mean, I just wear hoodies just because it kind of it don't really get cold at night here, man. It's just just because I wear little hoodies and stuff like that. Marilyn Rich says, rumor has it that I might never return to the UK once I leave Colombia. That's possible. Listen, let me tell you guys about my situation, okay? I was supposed to come to Colombia for 2 weeks. 2 weeks now. 2 weeks turned to an extension of 3 weeks, right? I went back to the States for a week and brought my ass right back out here and moved down here. So that kind of lets you know what Colombia has going on. All right. One read these comments one more time. We got a super chat in the building for my boy Drees TV. What's happening with your player? He says, I don't think it's hard to leave Colombia. It's hard to come back to the Anglosphere. That's the issue to me. The Anglosphere. I ain't never heard that one, Drees. That's what's up. My boy got that. How you pronounce that beer? Is it Aguilo? Aguilo? The beer you just drunk. How you pronounce that, brother?
Oh, Aguila.
Aguila. Okay, Aguila. I see a lot of people. That's like one of the staple beers out here in Colombia. All right.
Yeah.
Hot Furnace asked, what's the curfew now in Colombia? We just discussed that. The curfew right now today is at 10 o'clock, right?
Up at 10 o'clock.
Right, it's at 10, but during the holidays, it's going to be 8 o'clock. Now.
It's going to be 8 o'clock.
Right.
Yeah.
Brother, let me tell you what happened to me today, man. So I'm going to the grocery store called the Exito, right? Or Exito, I'm sorry, Exito. Mm-hmm. And I walk up, I'm ready to get my groceries because I know we're about to get locked down for a couple of days. I want to get my little drink, my little brews, stuff like that. And the little security guard, she was real nice though. She was just like, can I see your ID? That's the first time they ever asked for my ID. And I'm sitting here like, okay. So I pull out my passport. Luckily, I had my passport on me because I was going to open up a bank account at Bank of Colombia. So I carried my passport. Usually I don't have my passport on me, but I just happened to have it. So I show her the passport and she looks at the last number on the passport, bro, which is the even number.
Right.
And she said, I can't come in today. I have to come in tomorrow. So I don't know if you're familiar with that, but they're doing that as well. They're looking at your ID. And if your ID number ends in an even number, then you have to shop basically on like an even day of the week. So tomorrow's Thursday.
Exactly.
Yeah. So of course that's sound like an even number or something. So that's what's going on. It's getting a little sticky out here. I'm not gonna lie. And also, I'm gonna tell you, bro. Like these Colombians, I give them the shouts out to them, man. They are really cleaning everything These guys clean this building down, wipe this building down every day. I'm talking about from the very, very top floor. You know the little guys who clean the windows as we all up? Dude, they got two little skinny ropes and like a little swing set type of seat. And just, you know, they got the little belt buckle for the safety lock. But for the most part, they just out here all day wiping the building down, the actual building. So they own it. They own it. Shout out to the super chat. Brother Ash L says, my man, BMT, what's up? What up, brother? What up? All right, I'm going to read this last comment. We're going to get the flowing, man. Willie Beeman. I like that name. Hello, Black Man Travels. First time watching the channel. I saw you on O'Shea Duke Jackson channel, and I'm very interested in going to Colombia and the DR. Shout out to Willie Beeman. So, bro, let us know, man. How many times have you been out here to Colombia?
Man, I stopped counting, man. I've been, my first time was in 2017, and I probably visited like 6 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 years ago, the longest I stayed was 2 months. And so this time around, I'm here for pretty much another I'm gonna be here for 2 months. So spent a lot of time in Colombia, been to 11 cities in Colombia, and you know, bought some land, got my bank account cedula. So I mean, I'm half Colombian now, man.
Okay.
You know?
Now, cedula is an identification, right? Your ID, Colombian ID.
Yep, Colombian ID.
Now, did you have to get that before you open up the bank account, or you just happen to just need your passport and your ID?
A lot of banks want you to have a cedula, but somebody put me on Santa Fe Mall, Banco Colombia, and BBVA let me open it with a passport before I got my cedula. So that's where I went. If anybody interested.
Okay, Santa Fe Mall is huge. It's very beautiful, and you're gonna break your neck in Santa Fe Mall. And that's like, bro, it's so many beautiful women in Santa Fe Mall. It's ridiculous, man. It's expensive. I don't suggest to shop there, really. You know, maybe grab something to eat. But they got the food court, and within the food court, man, it's one of the most beautiful views you ever see in your life. You know, right there in that little food court area. And I believe they got go-karts downstairs. Santa Fe Mall is a great mall. If you got a family or you want to bring somebody to come Colombia, say you brought your kids or your wife or something, Santa Fe Mall would definitely be it. But I don't suggest shopping there, man, because the stuff like the name brand stuff is just crazy expensive. I went to go to buy some basketball shorts, and I was like, nah, I'm not having that. Because I go work out at the gym, Action Fitness. By the way, fellas, I got a video coming out about where to work out in Colombia. Now, they do have a lot of spots you can work out for free as far as the outside gyms. But if you want something a little more polished, Action Fitness is a very nice gym out there in Santa Fe Mall. I believe if you don't have a membership, I believe it's $8. But I got a video I'm going to drop out there on that as well. All right. So, yeah, man. My brother Hot Furnace said, that's what's up. Robert Bowers was traveling to 11 cities in Colombia. I am impressed. So what is your favorite city here in Colombia, brother?
Cartagena, man.
Cartagena
is my favorite city, man.
I know why, but I'm gonna ask you why though. But I know why. Why is Cartagena your favorite city, bro?
Because it's the most Afro city in Colombia. I like the skin tones there, similar to Dominican skin tones. The history, you know, the nice view. The beach is not like all that, but the view is like a Miami skyline view. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, for guys that like to, you know, play for play. I feel like Cartagena has the most beautiful women that are out. I mean, Venezuelans, Colombians. I mean, like that's out. Like Medellin got they got fine women that do their thing out here as well. But the fine women don't really hang out in like the Parque de Jerez and stuff like that. They more like escorts, so to speak. But as far as just women on the street, Cartagena has the finest women that's on the street, and that's another conversation. But that's
Right,
I
right.
love every aspect of that, and the food as well. The food as well.
Yeah, but how
They
do you move
season their
around?
food in Cartagena.
I will say this. I was in Cartagena. I brought a girl with me from Barranquilla, and
Mhm.
we went to a little restaurant, really nice restaurant. Cartagena has that like old Spanish town vibe, around the Clotaire area, so it's very beautiful. But as it'd be a lot of women out there at night, and this what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this girl whipped me in the taxi so fast and got my ass up out of there because I didn't know what was going on really. I mean, I was familiar with the clock tower, but I didn't really know I was in the clock tower. I just had to look up like, okay, that go clock, and I saw all these beautiful women, and dude, it was like 30 women and just me. That's the thing. She locked me up quick. She locked me up quick, and she was like, "Oh, you're drunk. Let's go." I said, "I had like 2 beers. I ain't not even drunk yet." She's like, "No, let's go." I turn around. It's a taxi right there waiting. I'm like, "Oh man, come on." Man. I just want to walk around a little bit more, baby. Goddamn. So we hop in the taxi, we book it. So I didn't really get the chance to really experience Cartagena. But I will say this: Cartagena is expensive if you don't know how to move around.
Oh yeah, definitely,
Cartagena can
definitely.
be expensive in the sense where I mean it's expensive, but I
That's
don't think.
expensive.
Would you say it's more like Miami prices or a little less than Miami prices out there, as far as just kind of courting a girl, going out, having some drinks?
Well, what the expensive is the lodging.
Mm-hmm.
That's expensive, especially something comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, going out and stuff like that, taxis, eating, I mean, that stuff is relatively cheap. But lodging, you come to Medellin, you got a certain standard now. So when you go to Cartagena, you want the AC, you want the nice view, and you want to have no problems with visitation. So um, high season right now. I wanted to do 30 days in Cartagena, but the reason why I came to Medellin because the quality of housing was 50% cheaper. I would have been paying $1,000 a month if I would have did Cartagena. So I said I'm gonna do Medellin because it's 500 for me a month. So that's the biggest difference.
Right, right. And as far as Cartagena goes, I know at least at where I was staying at, man, the gas restrictions are really bad as far as with the Airbnbs as well. It might just been where I was staying at, but uh, the girl I was with, her sister came for a friend of mine, and they didn't even let the
Uh,
sister up, even if she had ID. I mean, it was downstairs, like they got the same last name. Their sister, she's just coming up here just to change clothes, take a shower because she drove out from Barranquilla, and they wouldn't let her up. I'm like, yo, that's to me that's just insane. But if you do decide to go to Cartagena, make sure you know the guest policy, man, because they can be very sticky out there. It can be very, time wasting, basically going back and forth with the security about bringing guests up. So you don't want to ruin your trip with that.
what what I tell guys is, and it sounded like you was in Boca Grande.
Mm-hmm.
What I tell guys is for Airbnb, always select houses because houses you have your own entry. You don't have to go through a front desk or anything like that.
You talking
You're
about
gonna pay a little bit more, but
you talking about Cartagena?
yeah, Cartagena's. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
always select houses only.
Ooh. I appreciate that super chat, Deacon Dave. Appreciate that super chat, bro. He just put a mango up there, but we all know what that means. So appreciate that super chat, brother. I appreciate that. So, brother, you have a Facebook group as well, right?
Yep. So anybody interested, they can search "No Excuse Travel." So it'll
Mhm.
be "No Excuse" with the registered trademark symbol and travel. And more than likely, you might see some common friends that's in a group. So yeah,
Okay,
they could do
okay.
that.
Now, what made you decide to start a Facebook group? And by the way, fellas, it's in the description, the link to his group is in the description as well. But what made you decide to start a Facebook group?
Well, I won't be long-winded, but I started a Facebook group because I was a part of the original Black Man's Option group with the late great Charles Tyler, and when he passed, there were a lot of changes in that group as far as posting.
Hmm.
People really couldn't post; it was post approval, and then a direction just seemed to be, going a whole different direction. So I had decided for the people that was complaining like myself,
Mm-hmm.
I talked to a few people and I created the Black Man's Option 2.0. And
Mm.
I let that start going for a while, and I did that so I could attract people when they search for the Black Man Option group. They would see 2.0
Mm-hmm.
and join that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So after a while, I just decided, people were saying, well, you got your own brand, you need to branch off, and you should branch off and kind of brand your travel in the way you want to do things. So I decided to use my already existing No Excuse Entertainment brand and just change the name of the group to No Excuse Travel.
Okay, okay. And you said Charles Tyler passed away. What happened in the group to where people can post and people start branching out?
Before Charles, well, from what I was told, right before Charles passed, Charles was kind of it was kind of already in discussion as far as doing post approval because the group was getting bigger and people was posting, naked pictures and
Right.
stuff that Facebook flagging and stuff like that. So they
Mm-hmm.
started to feel like they didn't want the group to be shut down or deactivated temporarily. Um, However, it really wasn't a problem before, and then I think when Alan Harper took over the group,
Mm-hmm.
it just seemed a little for some people it seemed a little dictatorial like, and it was just the whole vibe and the content, the things, even the post that they was approving, it was very filtered. It was very very filtered. It was very pro Brazil, which it been pro Brazil, but
Right.
not to
Right.
the detriment of people posting not being able to post information on other countries or say anything negative about Brazil,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a brother that keeps it real on every country, the positive and the negative. And some brothers didn't like, and he didn't like that. So
Exactly.
that's that.
I heard it from him one time. He called me. He was like, "Hey man, I know you're king of the DR now and everything, but it's just like more of a pro Brazil type of group." And I'm like, "Bro, I get it, but a lot of brothers do go to the DR because of the convenience. It's close to the states and it's a little cheaper than the $1,000 plane ticket you're going to buy to go to Brazil. So you're going to see more posts in
Right.
the group. But once you started to try to filter everything to try to benefit a certain business, that's when it started to kind of just go downhill. Because I used to check in the Black Man's Option every day. I used to make posts all the time. That group was just off the chain when the brother Charles Tyler was alive, man. Rest in peace to that powerful brother. And it seemed like when it got a little bit more business oriented, it just kind of that platform that brothers had just kind of unfortunately dissipated. But it's back from what I'm hearing, right?
Yeah, it's back. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
back. I'm
So
back in the group. I was out, but I'm back, and I'm glad to see some of the old faces and connecting with people that I used to see in the past.
mm-hmm. Okay. Brother Fsum 11 said it was also old versus young travelers in charge of the group. I don't remember seeing that, brother. The cool thing about the travel, bro, what I love about traveling, brother? How in the States you kind of hang with people, in your same little neighborhood or your family members, your uncles. When you travel, man, you really start to see more of somewhat of a functional patriarchy than you see in the States, right? Because you will hang with guys 45, 50, 55, 65. And the conversation is
Yeah,
so much more comfortable than is in the States, because in the States, it's like everybody kind of hang with their own little peer group, right? In their own age bracket. But when I started traveling, going into Sasua, going to Brazil, I started really getting more information and getting more game, very valuable game and information from the older brothers, man. And this is what I love about travel. That's why I tell brothers to get your passports, man, because you're going to have some conversations with some dinners with some very powerful, powerful brothers. Man, I met a brother, and I'm going to bring him on the show, and Action Fitness in the gym. He said he left America 28 years ago with $200 and never looked. He's been in South America for 28 years and never have returned to America. Never returned to America, bro. He's a doctor now. So that goes to show you that the power of cutting that cord. I don't just do that in 2020, but that just show you that this has been going on for a while. Bro's been wanting to leave America for a while, and But when did you first start traveling? Let me ask you that real quick.
I first started traveling. A lot of people be surprised, but 2016 I first started traveling, and then I just started traveling in volumes because I just had a lot of flexibility with my job. And I started in Belize, then Brazil, then DR, then Colombia, and then I've been going kind of back and forth between those three.
Okay. Kamal Brooks says Medellin sucks. I find it very hard to get girls, even at Gusto's. Okay, we're gonna let him have that. We're gonna let. I think Kamal. Yeah, I think he trolling. Yeah, man, he trolling a little bit. When he says it's hard to find girls at Gusto's, we like, huh? Okay, all right. Yeah, man. Yeah, brother. So this is going to be a hard question to answer. I already know because it's very difficult to make the comparison. But I know brothers want to know which one is your favorite country, bro?
Colombia.
So do you prefer
Colombia? Hands down.
Do you prefer Colombia over Dominican Republic?
Overall, I mean, I like a lot of things about Thailand too. But as far as overall, when it comes to, I'm factoring in visiting and living. Visiting and living in Colombia. For guys that's not looking to relocate, I mean, I guess it just depends on your taste. But as far as relocating and visiting, that have both, Colombia is the best when it comes to living and visiting.
Yeah, it's funny, man, because I told brothers that I love Dominican Republic. Don't get me wrong. I love Brazil. But when I came to Colombia, it just was so peaceful and laid back, and the actual people were so genuine. They want to help you improve your Spanish. They're very polite and they're cool. They're laid back. There ain't really no hating and no problems. I just feel like I could live here versus Dominican Republic, where things it's kind of like a get the gringo culture. Anywhere you go in the DR, even if you're in the countryside of DR, once they find out you're American, they automatically assume that you're wealthy and rich. Colombia has more of a stronger infrastructure, I feel like, and if you're an American, I think you would be more comfortable, here possibly. It all depends on, you and how you're moving, but I think you would be more comfortable here in, especially Medellin, Colombia, especially in the Poblado area, than you would, let's just say, in the Dominican Republic or something like that. Oh, my brother Branjur around the world. I love Colombia, but DR is a close second. Branjur, I talked to you earlier today, brother. I answered the question, but I'm sorry, my brother Robert answered the question. He asked me, do you need what information do the banks need to open up a bank account? And it's basically an ID and a passport. So you can have your American driver's license and the passport, and you will be able to open a bank account. You can go to Santa Fe Mall, right, in Bank of Colombia, and open up your account.
Or BBVA.
Okay, I don't know if that's a question here. How is Belize, bro? Because somebody said something in the chat about Belize. Do you enjoy traveling to Belize?
It's beautiful for a getaway, to clear your mind. I would bring a chick to go. Mongering and stuff like that. I wouldn't go for that, but I did enjoy it just for the vacation aspect, but not for like with the boys and stuff like that.
Okay, but can you? What language do they speak in Belize?
English.
Oh, okay. So is it hard to approach the women out there? Do they not really like Americans, or?
It's small, so it's going to be the Belize city. That people really don't hang out in Belize city. They go to like the the small islands on the outskirts. So locals, you won't see too many locals in like the kind of like resort parts and stuff like that. I didn't tour Belize City. There's not really much to see there, but the population is so small. So I mean, it's going to be, I mean, the chances of you meeting lots of single women out and about is not that high.
Got you. Exit Plan 21, brother. He says they're robbing brothers in Medellin much more than any other place. We don't know what he's talking about, bro. Have you heard of any brothers getting robbed out here?
When you say brothers, with blacks, whites, I mean,
said,
all the stories I heard about was like, I heard about situation with white dudes.
White guys, yeah.
I haven't heard a lot. If it's happening, people not talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard a lot of stuff in DR too, in Sosua, people getting, jacked and robbed, so.
Yeah. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's keep it $150. Most of the stories we hear about out here in Medellin, Colombia, are white guys. And I got some cool white friends out here, man. But I see that they be going extra hard with some of the drugs. Not all of them, but I'm just saying. I kind of see how they be moving. And for the most part, I'd be like, bro, some of these guys be saying they getting drugged and they really just be passing out. Right. Because they be going extra hard. Man, we had a dude from Canada, bro. We sitting at the Irish pub out there in Parquilleras, right? And at first he was cool. He was an ore driller. He talked like this. And, we got to drinking and he's just like, hey, man, I just want to apologize for slavery, man. And we sitting here like, man, shut the F up. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro. Like, just relax and chill. And America's so racist, man. Did you know the Underground Railroad went up to Nova Scotia? I said, bro, there's women everywhere. We're not thinking about that right now. We don't feel like talking about that right now. So he was all over the place, man. He was like, hey, man, I'm just letting you know, I like to drink and I like to snort cocaine. And I'd be like, yeah, it'd be dudes like you getting drunk, snorting cocaine, passing out with the girls. And the girls just go through all your stuff. Then you run to the embassies and say, hey, I got robbed. I got drugged. Right. Scopolamine or the devil's breath or whatever that is right there, right? Now, I'm going to tell you that I haven't met any brothers out here that have had really any issues out here as far as being robbed or drugged or anything like that. I'm going to be honest with you. First of all, we kind of blend in out here. I mean, they know we're American because of the way we dress, swag and stuff like that. But when you're a brother and you're in South America, man, you blend in. And even the white guys will tell you when the Colombians see or the Venezuelans see, them, they automatically know gringo off rip, right? Versus there's so many black Colombians all around the country. They might know because, like I said, you got these hats. Our hats are different, our clothes are different. We actually have a little bit more size than a lot of the Colombians out here. So we tend to just be able to move within the crowd versus some of the white guys, bro. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. We got Caribbean Love in the building. He says Medellin sucks. I don't know what he's talking about there. Student Scientist X says, where's a good place for a first-time solo traveler? I'm gonna say the Dominican Republic. What would you say to him for a first-time traveler, Robert?
Man. It's a tough one, man, because my first time to DR, I had some rookie mistakes, and the women there are very, very, they got game, and if you're not on your toes, you could, be under their spell. I think DR is good practice for any other country because you learn the games quick, you learn the schemes. So you go anywhere else, it's just like, you solid, what I mean? DR molds you for every place else. So if you want to learn hard lessons, and some people need them hard lessons, DR is a good first route. But if you don't want to have any bad experiences and you don't get to travel often, I would say Colombia. What I mean? Like, I get to travel often, so I got chances to have bad trips, but some brothers don't have a chance to have a bad trip. You know what I mean? So they need to get it. They need to have it. They need to get it done right the first time. So I would say Colombia or Thailand.
Gotcha. Tapatuan in the building. Hey, I met Tapatuan on my first trip to Dominican Republic, and he schooled me to a lot of games that they be playing out there as far as get the gringo. So shout out to my brother Tampa Twan in the building with a $20 super chat, man. I really appreciate that, brother. Really appreciate that, man. Yeah, man. So let me ask you this, bro. If you had to choose between I want to say Colombiana or Colombian woman, right? A Dominican woman or a Thai woman or something like that, or Afro or a Brazilian woman, let's just say Brazilian woman. Who would you choose and who would you think would be the most wifey material out of just those four cultures?
Culturally, and I'm pro-Colombian, but I'm gonna say the more feminine. If this is based on living in their country, taking them out the country, I mean, they all even. Living in each respective country, I would say Dominican women are more feminine. You're probably not gonna get as much attitude. Thai women, I feel like they're very clingy. You know what I mean? So they want to, they want to be up under you all the time, and that's a sign of being feminine as well. So if you were able to live in Thailand and live in Dominican Republic, and you wanted to live in those places, I would say you would have you would have a good woman. Now, me loving Colombia is not necessarily all about the women. So, I have a lady, and I've had a few ladies here, and they have the attitudes.
They got the attitudes.
They've shown a little matrix in them. You know what I mean? But since I'm not, since I'm in their environment, I mean, I still have the upper hand. They see the options that I have here, so they can, what I mean. So they can't push me like an American chick could push me, But yeah, I love the Dominican and Thai women femininity. It's more, they're more feminine than Brazilian and Colombian women.
Got you. All right, fellas, we got 129 people in the room. That's like a chat room record. I appreciate you guys joining the show, but we got only 49 likes. So do your man a favor. Do your boy a favor. Do your boy a solid, man. Hit that like button for your boy. Now, we got a comment here from J Love, $4.99 for the super chat. Appreciate that, J Love. He says, I'm Afro-Colombian, but I feel the opposite of most brothers. I was raised in LA, and I actually prefer women in America, especially for marriage. Well, brother, you are definitely entitled to your opinion. I'm not mad at you at all. I never judge brothers on the decisions they make, especially when it comes to their money or their women. So shout out to you, brother. No issues with that. No issue with that. All right. Dominican women are matrix women that know Spanish. Ha, ha, ha. Joey, I was a little surprised you said Dominican women too, brother. I'm not going to lie to you. But we know once you get outside the tourist area, go to the countryside, because they've been kind of isolated and they don't have, let's be real, a lot of money and education. They tend to be very submissive and a lot of wifey material. Would you agree to that?
Definitely, but you have to live with it though. I would not recommend long distance relationships with Dominican women, Southeast Asian women, even Brazilian women. Brazilian women I wouldn't even consider, but Dominican women long distance relationships are hard because they need you there, and they are very vulnerable to masculine men in their country.
That's true.
Colombian women, from my experience, they have more patience. They don't, they're more loyal in a long distance situation. So if I was to mess with a Dominican chick, like I know I have to live there, like sooner or later.
Sorry about that. I get a swig of water. Yeah, man. I'm gonna keep it real. I've been down here for about, I think this is my 6th week down here in Colombia. And, as moving, dating on Tinder and everything, maybe because it's, let's say, because we're in the city, like in a major city and everything, and then we're in Poblado area, the women can be very flaky. Like you'll get the most beautiful woman's number, right? and you'll be excited. You'll be like, "Oh man, this is I'm in the game with this. I'm good. I just met this beautiful. She got a job. You might have met her at the bank. That's another thing about Medellin, Colombia that's just crazy to me. Probably Colombia, period. Right? Is you will see the most beautiful women with the most like regular jobs out here. I'm talking about parking attendants. Little girls, not little girls, but women at these little shops and everything, they'd be straight dime piece. A lot of women work in the grocery store. I mean, straight dimes, brothers, straight dimes. And they choose on you, right? They eyeball you, they smile, you speak your little broken Spanish to you, and you get their number, you start texting. They might be hesitant to text you back, but you might set up a date. They might not, they might not answer your phone call. They're supposed to be on the way. They're just a little flaky. Let's just keep it real. But you have to, just a little tip. If you really want a beautiful Colombian woman, man, you got to separate yourself from the touristy guys that come down here for that one thing. You got to kind of separate yourself from that, right? That's number one. So don't take it to Parquilleras. Even though you can take it to Parquilleras, I suggest you don't take it to Parquilleras. Take it to Provenza, somewhere a little nicer that doesn't have the mangoes walking around, right? And Colombian women, from what I know so far, it's just my opinion now. I've only been here down here 6 weeks. They are very big into romance, right? Dancing, food, stuff like that. So you kind of got to make it all about her to a certain degree. She has to know that you're the only female she's talking to. You want women. Colombian women are notoriously jealous of other beautiful women, and there's so many. And the thing about these Colombian guys is I don't think none of these Colombian guys are faithful because it's impossible to be faithful out here. It's too many beautiful women, bro. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know if there's something in the water out here in Colombia, and we're not even going to talk about the Afro Latinos. Oh God, Afro girls. Come on, man. Killing it, bro. Have you ever been to Barranquilla, brother?
Yeah, I've been to Barranquilla a couple times.
What you think about Barranquilla? Because I was there for 2 days. I didn't really get to experience it like the way I wanted because I was, wiped up. What do you think about Barranquilla?
I mean, it's not a lot it's not touristy. It's a little just more industrial, 9 to 5 people. It's definitely nothing for the tourists. I mean, it's boring. It's hot, very hot. And I think if you just not into just chill, you have to approach that vacation as how would it be if I was living there? Because if you're looking for like a fun weekend, doing lots of things, like Barranquilla doesn't have much to offer.
Mm-hmm. But what about the women in Barranquilla though?
The women, I mean, they're pretty. I mean, they're costeñas, which are coastal women. A lot of them are raised. It's a lot of people that speak English in Barranquilla, so their education system is a little better from like grade school and up because they teach them English early. It's a lot of people with more higher paying jobs in Barranquilla as well. And then the women there are. I dated a woman there, but a lot of her friends, they were kind of up on game as far as gringos. A lot of them are on like the Cupid websites, and they know the game. They know. A lot of them look at us as a gringo in Barranquilla. A lot of them look at you as a person. A lot of them look at you as a gringo, and what that means is that somebody that can help them boost their social status, possibly marry and things like that. So you looked at as an opportunity from the women that I've met in Barranquilla.
Man, you speaking nothing but the truth. Shout out to the brother Coop, good content for the $5 super chat. He says, appreciate the conversation, BMT. Man, I was with this girl in Barranquilla, bro. We was really courting, we was really dating. And we got into like a little argument. It was a real light argument. She did something I didn't really appreciate. I gotta check him. You know how your boy is. And she was like, "You think you're better than me because you're American?" And I said, "Shorty, it has nothing to do with me being American and you being Colombian. It's just I didn't like what you did, and I'm gonna put it out there. It's just something, real slight because they'll test you out here too. Overseas, with these overseas women, they'll test you out here too. But don't allow them to manipulate you, or to don't let them get away. All I'm saying is don't let them get away with what you're gonna let an American woman get away with. That's all I'm gonna say. That you still got to kind of go ahead, brother.
I'm gonna give guys a little pointer. So if you're ever on those sites like Tinder or Cupid, and like a lot of them have a description say I'm looking for like a retailer or detailista, that means that they like a man that pays attention to detail, meaning that if you out somewhere and you see something nice, like a nice outfit or nice shoes, like they expect you to be a man that always paying attention to details. If you see something her with some dirty shoes on, they would expect you to be a man to see, oh yeah, let me get you some shoes. So though for me, those type of women, they expect you to trick. I don't want to say trick, but that's kind of like how I interpret that.
Yeah, that is very, very true, bro. I got a story. I got a simp story, fellas. I got a simp story. I'm gonna keep it real. You're gonna hear it first today from your boy. I have something. This is the confessional. I got to bring something to this. My, I guess we call it a confessional, right? This is my confessional simp story, but it was unintentional simping though. So we out there in Cartagena. I ain't never told anybody this. You guys gonna hear it here first. I haven't told anybody this. So we out in Cartagena. I'm having a good time. I got a beautiful, Afro Latino with me. And I'm like, cool. So we about to head to the beach. She says, hey, babe, I got to stop and buy a swimsuit. So I'm like, all right, no big deal. A swimsuit is how much, Robert? Maybe $40 the most, $50, $60. That's what I'm thinking in my head.
30 to 50.
$30, $50, right? So we go in this nice little shop, out there in Cartagena in that little old town area, right? So I'm sitting here like I feel like a boss now. I got my girl, got a little fine Latino woman. She's out there, doing her little thing and whatnot. I'm sitting down. They got like a little seat, so I'm sitting down with my little brewski. I'm like, hey, this is all right right here. Got my girl about to hit the beach and everything. And she gets the bathing suit. She models it for me. I'm like, okay, cool. It's a nice little bathing suit. So we go to the register, and she says the amount, of course, in Spanish. And my Spanish game wasn't the greatest at that point. I know my numbers now, though. Believe that. And I'm thinking nothing of it. I'm like, okay, credit card. I get the credit card, and I get the receipt. And at first, I'm like, I feel like I just spent a lot of money. So I look at the receipt and I start doing the currency exchange, right? And this is what I got mad at her about. Remember I told you I got mad at her about what she did something I didn't like?
Right.
Dude, that bathing suit was $168.
Oh, shit.
And bro,
damn.
So I kept. She was talking to me, right? She was keep talking to me because she saw me look at the receipt and she said something in Spanish, but it wasn't about that right there. It was about something else. So, baby, we're gonna do it. She's like basically saying, "What we're gonna do today? Let's get some lunch first and everything." But she know I looking at the receipt, and I'm just sitting here like, "Hold on for a minute. Hold on. You might go back. Hold on for a minute." I'm looking at the receipt. I'm like, "Nah." I said, "Did you just buy a bathing suit for $168?" And she was like, "Yeah, things are very expensive here, but it's a very nice bathing suit." And I just went off, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, bro. That Southwest Atlanta 80s baby just came right off the top, bro. I'm like, no, we got it now. I don't even feel like going back, but it just. So I know what you're talking about. To make a long story short, I know exactly what you're talking about, right? As far as the detail, pay attention to detail. And after that, it was for me, it was a wrap. It was a wrap because she was supposed to come to Medellin, and I was like, "You out of here! I know what you're about." When I'm saying, "Yeah, nah, you got to go." I got a very, very in overseas. I have a very, very, very low tolerance level when it comes to the effery, bro. I got a very low tolerance level, so that was a lesson learned, fellas. If you're doing your boss stuff, you letting your girl go shopping or you're doing your thing, make sure you got your currency exchange on your phone, especially in Cartagena. Okay? Don't got like your boy. All right. David, my brother David we gotta chop it up because you know a lot about your boy, man. Here we go, real quick. My brother Charles Jones, what's happening with your brother? He been rocking with me since I think about 100, 200 subscribers, man. What's going on, Charles? He says, yeah, Black Man Travels needs some Beckys in his life. Okay. Yeah, FDW, she definitely knew what she was doing, brother. She definitely knew what she was doing. Now, we've been here for a minute, man. It's almost hours. 159 in the room. Brothers, I appreciate you joining us today. Last question of the night, man. Why do you think it's so hard for brothers to leave Colombia? And I'm going to tell you why I'm asking you this question real quick. I had a brother out there. He shall remain nameless, but we had a real good night. You know, we had a great time. We went to the party lofts and whatnot, enjoyed ourselves, and it might have been like I didn't go to bed till probably about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, right, bro? So this guy calls me up. He says, "Hey, man, I don't think I'm leaving." The whole day, it's supposed to be his last day. He got his look on his face like he's just depressed. He's like, man, I don't want to leave. Ain't nothing in America for me. You know, I don't want to leave. I don't want to go back to America. I'm thinking about quitting my job. And I'm like, bro, you know, make sure you have your stuff together before you start making those type of decisions, you know, because when I first started traveling, I didn't want to go back to America either. My last day in Brazil, you would have thought somebody died in my family. I was so sad. You know, I was that damn depressed. It's been several times I've been in the DR and I missed my flight. You know what I'm saying? So I understand the last days. But anyway,
yes.
So one of my other boys who partied with me that night, he calls me at the airport. He said, yo, your man's just tripping, Ferris. I'm like, what you talking about? He was like, yo, he talking about he's staying. He talking about he ain't going back. And I'm like, word? I said, nah, man. He's like, bro, we're supposed to be up here together. We got the same flight. So I'm like, oh, damn, you know? So I called a brother a few hours later. And he's like, yeah, man, I quit my job. I ain't going back to America for a while, bro. I'm like, wow. But I will say this about that brother. The brother is highly intelligent. He's a Forex trader. So he had a job. I sat there and watched his brother in my apartment make $200 with Forex. So he got money coming in. You know, he's a smart brother. He was showing me about how to work Forex and everything. So I'm gonna ask you this, man. Why is it so hard for brothers to leave Colombia?
Man, it's a lot of reasons, man. I'm gonna start from Medellin since most brothers come to Medellin. It's comfortable as hell. Like the weather is a constant 72, 73 every day at night. It's comfortable as hell. Like I live in the Northeast. A lot of brothers travel from either extreme cold or extreme hot. And just being here every day is the same weather, like day and night. It's so comfortable. I mean, that puts you in a certain mindset, comfort level that you don't want to break. And then just the ease of you know, meeting women, paying for things that you want, the prices, and just for some people it feels like at home. That's how I feel like when I'm in Cartagena. It feels like home to me. But I still got to that. Yeah. Hold on, I think. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, bro. You good? What was you saying?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, man, the weather from a Medellin aspect, the weather, definitely the women, and just not the games like this. You know, meeting people who is easy to talk to. Your dollar being stretched so far, and people saying how cheap it is to Airbnb a place for a week or a month, and just that peace of mind, man. That's why brothers don't want to go back, man. They comfortable. They get here and get comfortable.
So, because you know the funny thing was the brother wasn't even. I mean, he was talking to women, dating women, of course, but I don't think it was the women that really was the for him to make that ultimate decision. I think it was just the environment of that relaxed environment to where you don't have to work as hard, because in this America, it's a constant struggle. It's a constant hustle and bustle. And I'm going to tell you, man, right now, people are, especially with this COVID situation, things are getting very restrictive and sticky in America as well. It's getting sticky out here too, but right now, man, this year, this 2020 year has already been tough. Like 2020 has been a hell of a year, man. I'm gonna tell you though why I came back and why it was hard to leave. Uh, I'm gonna be straight up honest with you, brother. It didn't really have nothing to do with all the beautiful women. That's the icing on the cake, of course, but it's just the culture and the environment, man. Of things being so laid back, the people being so nice and cordial out here, man. They love living out here. That whole myth that women want to, get a green card and come to America, they're just using you. I don't see a lot of that in Colombia. It's kind of like it could happen that way, but in my opinion, Colombian women do love living in Colombia, bro. And a lot of the women that do go,
they don't want to leave.
Yeah, they don't want to leave, bro. And then when they do go to America, they come right back and they be like, "Yo, America is just too much. It's not about family. It's about money, 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 hustle, 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 scams, scams, scams." They rather leave here in Colombia. Real talk.
Right.
Real talk.
Right.
What's going on, fellas? To the chat. I think most. Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna read some of these comments, man. We're gonna be on out for the night. I think most women are materialistic to an extent. Well, let's talk about that real quick, man. We gotta talk about female nature because I think a lot of guys that haven't traveled yet will assume that overseas women are just that much different. The reason that they're different is because of the culture, right? The reason why they're not just it's not unchecked hypergamy because the men don't tolerate certain things in their culture. They don't allow it, right? I'm gonna tell you this right now, man. I'm gonna be straight up real with you guys. If a woman tells you she's a lawyer or a doctor, that does not mean anything. If a woman tells you she's a college student out here, that doesn't mean anything, right? Because they don't make any money. They're going to pay the Colombian men more money than they're going to pay the Colombian women. So if she says she's a lawyer, that does not mean like she's a lawyer in the States per se. Even in the DR, almost anybody can be. I'm gonna say almost anybody, but you don't have to go to school for like maybe 2 years to become a lawyer or something like that, and they don't make that much money. So what you guys got to understand that a female is going to be a female, right? She's going to have a female nature. She's going to want to monkey branch up, okay? She's going to have needs. She's going to want to be comfortable. The kid's going to come first, or they should come first. And you're not going to escape that by going to a different country, okay? I think I watched an interview by my brother Dennis Jean Pierre. And he interviewed a guy named General Tito. And in the interview, they were just saying how American women try to make it seem like foreign women only want to just use brothers for a come up and for material stuff, right? Not realizing that in America, it's the same thing,
Right.
Foreign women might want to use you, right, for a look, instant come up, but an American woman just wants you to pay her bills, okay? Yeah. So at the end of the day, brothers who travel just want a better deal. But female nature is still female nature, bro. Okay, you're not going to escape that, especially if she's a beautiful woman, man. Never trust a big butt and a smile, whether you're in Southside Chicago, Southwest Atlanta, or you're in Rio, Brazil. Don't trust a pretty people with a smile, bro. Okay, they gonna do what they do, bro. They gonna do what they do. So, brother, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. Another great show, man. We gotta do this again next time, man. We gotta hang out too, bro. We both out here. We gotta hang out, man, for sure.
Yeah, I'm here 6 more days, man. So most definitely, man.
That's what's up. Brothers, definitely, man. Do me a big favor. You got a YouTube channel too, right?
Yeah, so the Facebook group I think he posted in the YouTube channel is No Excuse ENT World. And you can post that in the group as well, or I can send you the link to subscribe, man. But yeah, we gotta do it again, man. I want to talk about all the cities I've visited in Colombia, because some brothers, just like the DR, everybody may not want to go to the same common cities. They may want to do something different, So I got a lot of info for brothers that want to know.
That's what's up, man. We're gonna have to definitely hang out and do some YouTube content as well, man, because you've been out here for a while now. So we're gonna definitely get up, man. Appreciate Rob TV for the $5 super chat. He said, I heard the Pookies and Ray Rays are starting to come to Medellin. I don't know about that, brother. I don't know if the Pookies and Ray Rays coming all the way out here. Maybe I'm not sure. But bros, do me a favor. Join my brother Facebook group, No Excuse Travel. Subscribe to his channel. Subscribe to my channel as well if you haven't subscribed. And join my Facebook group, Black Men Travels, as well. All right? Appreciate you coming on the show, brother. We out.
All right, peace.